So we must understand who we are first of all. Know what our Father wants of us. And raise ourselves up to elevate to who we are supposed to be for our own children and for this whole world. Because the time is now, if y'all don't recognize it. We are living in the time of the Antichrist. If you don't recognize it, those that are old enough should already know as children, this was the time that we were warned about. People don't even want to say the name Jesus. No matter what any man here believes, I don't attack that. But people are not even proud to say the name Jesus anymore. And don't even understand that's not a white man. That's not a European thing. That is your exact history.
Welcome back, everybody. This is right now about to be an amazing episode. I'm letting y'all into one of my childhood friends, a person who have known me for almost 30 years right now. We was just talking about it. Something very special to me. I've actually before spoke to y'all about him before on the platform. When I had this situation with Smith & Wesson, I've always had told y'all that it was a close friend of mine that was, connected to them, that is from the boot camp clique, and that had gave me a lot of pause in the situation. But no further ado, I want to introduce you to a very close personal friend of mine. He means a lot to me, and we got a lot to talk about tonight. Hopefully y'all get a lot out of it. And welcome to the seat of the esteemed, one of the most esteemed in my life. My brother right here, Shop Boogie.
Peace.
Peace, brother.
What's up, champ?
What's going on? As I told the people, that you're formerly from boot camp clique, you might want to, express a little bit more to them of who you are, do, introduction,
All right, first of all, shout out the whole boot camp clique. My man, Still the General. Peace out to you, and shout out to Tech as well. Them dudes is PNCs for real. But let me clear one thing up. I wasn't part of the boot camp clique. I was part of the street team with Duck Down Records.
Got you.
All right. I got put on the street team through my man Freaky and Shucky Ducky. He was the head of the street team. We was outside, and just over the years, just being part of the Duck Down family, boot camp.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
Y'all all was a family. That's how I remember it.
Yeah. So, but before I even got on the street team with Duck Down Records, it was an easy transition because I was already working with Stress Entertainment, Jessica Rosenblum joint.
Yeah, I remember Stress.
Yeah, with shout out Damon, shout out English, shout out Dutch, the master. Dutch, he came from Bad Boy, but make a long story short, I got put onto that to my man Budokan. Shout out Budokan. He was DJing at Speed, and Jessica, that was her night. He was part of her DJ management team, whatever she had going on. She had a lot of DJs under her roster, so I guess she would promote certain clubs throughout the city and put her DJs there, whatever. But her main home was the Tunnel, Mecca. But anyway, Speed was like the brother or the sister of the Tunnel. You know what I'm saying? So Budokan was DJing that. He was rocking it. He was working with Jess. I would go and help my man Budokan carry the crates so I could get in for free. Jessica know that I'm with Budokan, so she gonna give me drink tickets. So I'm good at the bar all night. So Freaky came to Speed one night, whatever. They was promoting whatever. I think at this time, Smith & Wesson was just about to drop the Cocoa Brothers album. So it was a single out. I forgot the name of the single, but I know the B side. The B sides were Tony Touch and Hurricane G. I forgot that song too. Spanish Harlem. That was it. That was the B side. Freaky came through and we talked and everything. And he said, "Go come to the office." And I left stress, went to Duck Down, got to Duck Down. I was on my way to college, and I'm like, I told Freaky, I said, "Yo, I'm about to go down to Virginia and kill the game, man. Give me everything you got, everything, stickers, promos, records, T-shirts. Give me everything you got." Got down to VA, I tore Norfolk up with the promotions and everything. And as I was promoting, I met you. That's how you and I met. You know what I'm saying? You had your thing going on down there. And, you know, you from Harlem, from the Bronx, we cousins. You know, and we linked. And like you said at the intro, for over 30 years.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I remember that like it was actually yesterday. You know, time fly by so fast. You know, that was a time. You know, Norfolk, Virginia, shout out. Much respect to everybody out there. I'll actually be going out there to take care of some business when I finish up, you know, with this today. So fast forward, you know, when, you know, unfortunately, when we had that interview, you know, one of the first people I got a phone call from was you. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, I didn't even remember your connection, you know, to them. But because of your connection to them, that situation was immediately nullified in my world, in my mind. It was, you know, because, you know, your friend is supposed to be your friend. It's not supposed to add up to your enemy. You know, we've had conversation about that, and that was a peace thing. Speaking about that, you know, to not beat a dead horse, you remember that time, you know, that time was 1996, 95 was a hard time for New Yorkers that were our age, because we was the fire age at that point, you know what I'm saying, 19 years old, you know, whatever, and we real New York guys, so, you know, it was, I don't know, those that wasn't around, that don't know, don't understand, it was a hurtful thing, you know, when those things was being said so broadly, you know, that it seemed like gap us into it, like, or is your beef with Bad Boys, is your beef with New York? And it ended up being a really bad time, because as we all know, it was beef between the coast at that time, you know. It was highly disrespect going on the records with us, and it was known that it was probably not safe if, you know, we went out there, you know. So, you know, it brought about, that was a time that I personally, you know, went through, you know, that I remember, you know, that was the era we went through. I think it affected us as much because, you know, I always view Pac as a New York guy, you know what I'm saying? There's no way you're born in Harlem Hospital. There's no way you're raised in Harlem, in the Bronx, all the way to 13 years old, and then you move out to another place for about 4 years, and then you get to the West Coast after that, and then you die pretty much in your early 20s. So the bulk of your life was where? New York, you know. So even I don't think that is even an argument. He was even called MC New York. That was it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so like, you know, like, so the hurtful thing, you know, like, don't go, you know, against the grain.
I mean, you watch Juice. He's New York.
Yes.
He's New York. All throughout Juice. His wardrobe, his walk, his attitude, that was New York.
Yeah.
from the haircut. That was New York.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I think he was a very intelligent, gifted guy. I wish he would have lived. I wish Biggie would have lived. I wish, we would have seen how they would be right now at our age.
Yeah. New York lost a lot, man. I was just listening to Biz today. Like, wow, man, we lost Biz. We lost Biz. Old Dirty. They like the same. Like, wow. Wish they could have been here long enough to hear the comparison between the two.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Biz had a lot to do with hip hop, you know what I'm saying? The Biz Markie, much shout outs to him, rest in peace to the Biz, Now, I know we gotta talk about this. We just watched this whole entire Puff Daddy thing. I gotta get your take on it because that's our era. We grew up kind of under Puff, so we know this. We go all the way back to City College when, what I'm saying, I was a kid, so I know you was a kid when that happened. So we know the whole thing. And me personally, I grew up with him inside the house, so I personally know him a little bit. So what do you think, and what's your feelings on what just took place? Because there's so many mixed feelings out there.
First, let me shout out Mount Vernon High School. My cousin Black, Budokan, Albie Shaw, Talent, and Puff Daddy, amongst some of the people in the same yearbook, same graduating class, Mount Vernon High School. My cousin showed me that yearbook. My cousin Black showed me that yearbook with all of them in there. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So, I never met Puff, but I don't know. I don't have no thoughts on that, man. I mean, really, first of all, what he got sentenced for? 4 years?
50 months, 4
You're
years.
gonna get the time served. Right now, they're talking about putting him in some drug program. So if he go in a drug program, you're gonna get time shaved off that.
Not for a sex offender.
What? To go into the program?
No time shaved off for sex offender.
Yeah, but then that's why he's trying to get in the program.
No,
The program ain't gonna be 4 years.
Sex offender can't benefit when it's a sex offense.
Oh, you mean they can't benefit in the program? They can go to the
time.
program.
Yeah, it won't be no. He could go, but it ain't gonna be no time reduced from the sentence.
My thing is, regardless what happens, depending on how fast he gets released, or when he gets released, what is he gonna do? I mean, they said that he already had. They thought he was gonna come home Friday. They said he had speaking engagements already lined up in Georgia.
Quite arrogant.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a money bag right there. So I don't know if he's gonna get out, write a tell-all book, do some tours with the book tour. I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna be able to get those deals, sit in the rooms with the. I have no clue, man. But whatever.
Did you follow the case?
Nah, I didn't follow the case. I only followed up whatever was being talked about. That's how I knew about it. So basically, it wasn't no case to me because I'm not really concerned about what he does in the bedroom. That doesn't concern me at all. But I'm glad he beat that RICO and all those other charges. But I don't see how a man's sexual behavior can get him to 4 years in prison. I don't understand that.
I don't think it was that.
Yeah, but the Cassie thing was settled already. That was over and done with. That's not what he got charged for. So he got charged with these allegations, and that's what he's doing the time for. That don't hold no weight.
So I think that this is a very interesting topic. I did a live on this the other day, and a lot of people even, me and my wife go back and forth about this, and she said the same thing that you said, that this is domestic violence, no matter what, all this other stuff that, you know, you can't put it in is what he, you know, it was just that they had a case of domestic violence and he's doing this time for the domestic violence. So, this is the thing about that. You know?
But he's not doing time for domestic violence.
No.
Yeah, all right.
There are people saying that it's really doing time for domestic violence, and they masqueraded it as whatever, sex trafficking or whatever, to get that, you know, to get him in jail.
But a DV don't even get you 4 years.
No, but it's it doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's beyond that.
DV is what, a misdemeanor? What you gonna do for that? A year the most? You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a DV is a misdemeanor.
Absolutely. So what it is that for me, it's you have to understand that the people that you see before you in the courtroom, the judge, the prosecutor, the lawyer, the defense, that's not what is actually taking place. What is taking place is actually a spiritual warfare that's going on and a judgment that is going on between you and your creator. And you wouldn't be in those circumstances if that wasn't actually the case. The judge, the prosecutor, and even the defense, all of these people are being controlled by the creator. Now, they say that God is a merciful God. So, being merciful, we just spoke about this man getting away with things ever since me and you were children. You know, a merciful God, how long do this mercy continue to last? When you're giving great power, great responsibility comes with that. Are we supposed to take the power that's given with us in his position and be whoremongers and to live, you know, lives outside of the Lord? Another thing that a lot of people didn't catch, and this is no shot, I'm just calling it how I see it. When did his troubles really start?
City College.
No. When the takedown happened. How many years ago will you say this was in play?
What takedown?
That he's in right now, as far as where the room where we start first hearing that it looked like, you know, they was trying to, because first it was the lawsuits. Before any criminal stuff, first the lawsuit started. How many years you think you would say that has been when they first started defaming Diddy?
City College.
Yeah, but all right. So he had bad boy.
People died in here.
Yeah, no, we know that. A lot of people don't know the City College thing. A lot of people didn't even realize that connection till later. When I'm saying when they tried to start destroying the mogul that we know of, that probably, I would say, started happening around 2020.
I would say City College. I would say Big, because people speculate, say he had something to do with Big, so trouble start there. The Club New York joint with Sean and J-Lo, okay, he's getting a bad name there. So you already got 3 incidents so far.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Before
but he got away with all of that.
Yeah, but I mean, you said what year or when did I think
the road of where we at now?
City College. It started from somewhere, bro.
Yeah. I think you the road we at now.
The road. I just gave you three-quarters of the path.
But as you said, that's not what he's locked up for. He's locked up.
How do we know that?
The sexual stuff.
How do we know that? If the judge didn't have City College in his mind.
He did.
Okay.
But the point I'm making is this. The road that he's at now, that sexual stuff and all of that started, if you track it, maybe around 2020.
Well, I don't know who he was messing with in 2020.
Well, in 2000, when did the Cassie lawsuit come out?
How many lawsuits she got against him?
Just that one
Just
lawsuit?
that one?
Yes. When? Yeah. Let's fact check. When did the Cassie?
All right, so the lawsuit came after the tape, though. Because didn't they settle?
No. The lawsuit was before the tape. When the tape came out, he went ahead and settled.
So what was the lawsuit for?
She was suing them for, this 2023, the lawsuit came out.
All right, we're in 2025.
So
He been in jail for over a year now.
Yeah, so about a year before that is when the accusations started, you know what I'm saying, about him. So these where it had something to do with that, because before she had the lawsuit out, they was covering that. So around 2022, what year, see if this have this, what year did he rename himself Love? That's very, powerful. So in 2017,
He legally changed it though in 21.
Now look. So in 2021, he changed his name to Love. And in 2022, we hear the takedown starting. And in 2023, it was already in motion. Now, the connection that I'm trying to make is, again, what was he doing? Why did he change his name to Love?
He was loving his sexual behavior, sexual lifestyle.
Is that what you think? Is that what you think?
I'm not getting into that.
So this is what the people don't catch. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people didn't catch why he named himself Love. God is love.
Yeah. I can dig it.
God is love. It was basically, you know what I'm saying, him telling you, I'm God.
Whatever happened to
Says I'm love. God is love. Stepped out now. You playing a lot, you playing. And now a year later, the takedown happened. So again, what I'm trying to express is that the judge is nobody but a physical representation of someone physical that's sitting in place of judgment that's coming from the Most High, that is coming from the Lord. That's just a tool that's sitting in front of you. So is the prosecutor, so is the other stuff. And these scriptures that let you know that the government, that whole system of order was made by God to keep you in order. If you are not within sin, the same scriptures teach you that those people have no power or no control or no nothing over you. But if you do fall into sin, order has been created where God has created to where you fall into judgment. And this judgment is being controlled by who? No other than him. Because it tells you that he controls the minds of the kings and the people in the high places. It's all God. So he was in a situation where, yes, you're dealing with how far are we going with this? You know what I'm saying? You masquerading around with TD Jakes now. You know what I'm saying? You masquerading with TD Jakes, whose name you love. You haven't got married yet. You're in fornication. These are serious things that I think that that have to be evaluated. Yeah, so when these things happen, this is for everybody out there. When you are in a situation like that, yeah, it's not the judge that you physically see. It's not the prosecutor. You're dealing with a situation with you and your creator. And a matter of fact, your whole entire life is that. You know what I'm saying? Your whole entire life that you live is actually a personal thing that's going on with you and the Creator. And everybody else that you see are just figments that are being played in position, but is being controlled by the Creator. And we already kind of know that that's the truth, because when we again study the scriptures, Jesus said, to the least that you do unto me.
Okay. I want to know what happened to Carisha.
Yeah.
Remember, he got
Yeah.
he got with her after Cassie.
Yeah.
So why why they never called her into the whole trial or anything?
I guess she was a part of it. I guess she, she did, so I don't even know how to say this. She did, actually on a podcast or something say that she liked to be urine.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She liked it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She liked that stuff.
But even with that being said, she never said who was urinating on her. Who did she like? You know what I'm saying? Now that we know all this stuff,
Yeah, you know. Yeah,
he may not been the one that was pissing on her.
I think so. I don't know. That seems to be his. This seems to be like.
But my thing is the behavior that we now made aware of with him and Cassie. I wonder what is that same behavior with him and Carisha. That's the part I want to know. Like why? I mean, it will be interesting if why she wasn't brought on trial. Cause this girl you messing with now, she young. You know what I'm saying? Cassie was young. So is this same behavior being performed with Carisha?
Yeah. But I think, again, Carisha wasn't scorned. You know what I'm saying? Cassie was scorned. Cassie was back living at home with her mom. You know what I'm saying? With the boyfriend, the glamour life was over. And now she had to look on TV and see him shining with Carisha and still doing the same Diddy stuff. And now she like, you peed in my mouth for how many years? And I mean,
Yeah, but see,
and you still shining, you still love, everything is cool, and I'm back at home with my mom.
But it's a lot going on because we don't know if he was peeing in the mouth.
I mean, well, in court, if you followed the court, everybody peed in the mouth.
Yeah.
That's conversation.
Yeah. But I know one thing. Speaking of peeing in the mouth, in her mouth, her husband, dude, he got to be the illest.
Yeah, he is.
There's no way I'm going to sit in this courtroom. There's no way possible.
I agree.
We married, so you got that 30-something. I'm filing divorce.
30 million.
Whatever,
Yeah.
filing divorce. Check it. My lawyer's got a good case. She just said it. We ain't gotta. What we talking about? She told the world. That's proof right there. I'm scorned. I need therapy now. Yeah. I'm going all out, man. There's no way possible.
I agree. I didn't know how he said
all the peeing in the mouth.
Oh yeah, I don't know. No using condoms with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how he sat. That was boy. That trial was something else, boy.
Man, he gotta need therapy. One piss in the mouth, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But all these peeing in the mouths, yo, man, he gotta go through. Man, the worst thing a brother want to hear is, or even think about, is his wife getting rocked from behind, or giving a nigga head, but peeing in your mouth, man. Listen, you start thinking to yourself, well, shit, giving head might not be that bad if all she did was that, but peeing in the mouth, man. Tell your story walking.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was definitely a thing. I know a lot of people feel like she chose it. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that argue about with my wife. She said, "Oh, she chose it. These girls chose to live that life and everything like that." I'm like, again, with great power, you know what I'm saying? It's a reason why they say that on the job that, it's illegal for the boss, you know what I'm saying, to have sex with the
subordinates.
workers. Exactly. It's a reason that was set in place, you know what I'm saying? It's obvious that a power of manipulation is there when you have the
Power
power
of
to
authority.
manipulate someone's life and they think like that. And then my thing too is that this, I know what everybody say that these girls are fast or whatever like that, and they are. It's a lot of sad fast girls and a lot of girls doing everything like that. And at 19 years old, I thought I was a grown ass man myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now that I am a grown ass man,
Yeah.
I know that I was just a boy at 19. You know what I'm saying? I know I was just a boy.
Yeah, we was boys doing grown man shit.
Exactly. I was a boy doing grown man stuff.
Nowadays
So,
these boys is doing boy stuff.
Yeah.
They 19 doing boy
Exactly.
little kid stuff.
We was boys
Yeah.
doing grown man stuff.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to look at this 19-year-old girl? You know what I'm saying? She was a 19-year-old girl trying to do grown woman stuff, but a 40-year-old man supposed to know better. You know what I'm saying? A 40-year-old man supposed to know that this 19-year-old is, this is a kid. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get her coked up, you know what I'm saying, and drugged up and, freaked out.
Well, that's that industry. You got to think, man. Who set the bar for that? I mean, you what? Hugh Hefner was an icon in America. Probably the world. Who knows? You had them little white girls, 16, running off. You know what I'm saying? To be in that Playboy mansion, and he was old as long as I can remember. So then you always hear white men marrying young white girls. White girls are groomed for some reason to be with any older man with money. I think they groomed. I think their family groomed them. Don't be blonde hair and blue eyes. Oh my God! I think the moment you came out the womb, you was groomed.
Yeah. Right. What you think about social media? Like when we was coming up, this social media is something that we didn't see in the 90s. Like social media completely now have like, taken over the whole entire game. What you think is good or bad?
Like Jada said, social media took away my privacy. That's what it did. Basically, it took away your privacy. Not even social media, ring cams, everything, cameras took away your privacy. So this new millennium took away your privacy when it comes to these smartphones and AI, especially now AI. Whew, forget about it.
Yeah, AI is listening to you, listening to what you say.
Yeah.
I just actually discovered that like hardcore about a month ago. So I was looking and I realized I had never paid it no attention, but I'm like, it's funny every time I look on my phone, it be commercials that is related directly to me or something like that. So you see that and you just pay it no mind. You just, So then I think I heard it that's what was going on. So I knew one day, so I said, man, I say, for instance, I got up one day and said, my back hurt, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I should go to the doctor and let them x-ray, see, if it's all right or something like that. You know, I was in a car accident, maybe, you know, the lumbar or something like that or something. About 30 minutes later, I look on the phone, it's all of this stuff, different commercials showing me how to exercise to release the back pain, showing me medicine that you don't have to go to the doctor, you can do this, or these different places where I could go to and get stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I had to think about that. I said, so they're listening to our conversation when we're not even on the thing. And that makes sense because when I'm in my car driving, I always got to keep telling my car, you're butting in my conversation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, I'll be driving in my car, be like, say that again. I didn't understand what you just said. I'm like, I'm not talking to you. I'm not even talking to you. I'm having a private conversation.
Well, I'm gonna share something with you, man. It's not always the microphone. I think these smartphones and this technology has gotten used to your emotions and like I don't know what it's called, but your nerves. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like sometimes you don't even have to be talking. You may be by yourself. I know it happened to me several times, and I could be hungry. In my mind, I'm thinking about what I want to eat. This in my mind. No TV commercial, no microphones. It's silence. Open my phone up. I see an ad or something, food, but not no fast food crap, like something delicious, like I gotta try this, you know? Yeah. And then, but then you go back to saying, you know, how did this happen?
Yeah, how did this happen?
You know, because
how did this phone know?
Yeah, that this is what I was thinking. So if you're thinking, you're probably feeling those emotions, and you grab your phone. It's familiar with that grip, you know, like so those emotions, that energy is traveling. Your thoughts travel, you know.
Yeah, we have no idea, you know what I'm saying?
I say travel at the speed of thought.
Yeah, how actually it could be rigged.
But I know definitely your microphone is on your phone, so it's gonna pick up stuff like that when you're talking.
And that's what I realized, that right now we live in a world to where it's so scary, to where it's almost impossible to get rid of it. So the first thing I started thinking was how much around me. So I realized, damn, it's just not my telephone. My TV, my car, you know what I'm saying? Every little, you know, device around. I said, damn, so I said, no wonder why they say AI is one day going to think that, you know, that it's better than us and everything. It's studying the shit out of us.
You know, you got these phones, right? And it asks you sometimes when it gives you a, you know, upgrade, whatever, not an upgrade, but you know, a service upgrade in your phone. And it'll say, you want now your apps may have been reset because you did you upgraded your phone. So now the app that you've been using, or app you never probably used, got reset, and it'll ask you, do you want such and such app to use your microphone? Like, why the fuck would I want the Domino's app to use my microphone? You know what I'm saying? So you got these apps now, want to use your mic. Why does Domino's app want to use my microphone?
For what? For what reason?
And it asks you to allow. Like, really? But it, you know, got the options not allow. But I'm saying, like, I'm really gonna hit allow, right? But who knows? But it's for a reason, like you said, because the younger generation, they control this social media stuff. So maybe around time they get up, well, I can't say our age because time flies. But anyway, let's say about another Now, with technology, I won't even say 30 years. Probably within the next 5 years, that Domino's app, you just go on and talk to it.
Oh yeah,
Hey, make my pizza.
that's gonna be sooner than that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That would be the
Real
only reason
soon,
why
yeah.
all these apps won't use your mic. You know, your phone is the new Siri or Alexa, whatever.
Well, you can just talk to it, and it does what you want. You know, you just had an experience I wanted to talk to you about that I was like extremely proud of. Maybe you could tell the world, you know, about it. Health is very important. You know what I'm saying? Health is more valuable, you know, than wealth. And you just ran a marathon. You know, I think I want to say it right. It was a marathon.
5K.
Go ahead, you know, tell the world about it. You know, that was an accomplishment.
Shout out my man Hot Rod. We did a 5K in May 3rd, I think it was. First 5K I ever did. You know, I'm not a runner, sprinter like that, but it was something new. I did it. Me and my man Hot Rod, we did it together. And my cousin Reggie also. My cousin Reggie from Connecticut, he came out. So all three of us, we did it together. And I did it at 50. My cousin Reggie, that's all he does. He does them all over the country. He did 2 in Jamaica, you know, and he didn't do the 5K. He did the 10K. So before I even got to my 5K mark, he still was gone. You know what I'm saying? So we ran from like Bronx Community College down to Concourse. The 5K stopped at Burnside. We turned around, and I think the 10K went to, they said the bridge. So I don't know if they were talking about 138 down there by U-Haul. I don't know if that's 10K or not. Well, I probably, who knows, 161st could have been. I don't know. I don't know what the 10K is. But anyway, I was proud, you know, because...
How many miles is the 5K exactly?
3.6, 3.2, something like that. Yeah, but 3
So
point something. 3.5.
That is over 60 blocks.
Well, I'm comfortable at running 2 miles. So when I go on the track, I do 2 miles. So I just had in my mind, okay, I got to do another one. Now those 2 kill me. I probably like twice in my life since I started running, I felt good after that. But those 2 miles is crucial. 2 miles is serious business.
60 blocks, of course.
Yeah, but I run around an Olympic-sized track. So the Olympic-sized track, 4 laps around, that's 1 mile. So the Olympic-sized track I go to got 8 lanes. So 1 to 4 is 1 mile, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 miles. So if you run each lap, that's a mile. That's a quarter mile. Just keep doing it 4 times, that's 1 mile. Average person runs 1 mile in like 9 minutes. That's the average. So, you know, I did my 5K in right under 15. First time at 51 years old.
Wow, that's amazing, man.
At 51.
Yeah.
And I just came off a 14-day fast. I broke the fast after I did the 5K. When I went through the finish line, I was like, all right, now it's time to eat. You know what I'm saying? But I did the 5K on a fast, and it was hot that morning. You know, Saturday morning, that sun started kicking. You know, although we get out there early, but you know, that's right when that sun coming up and the concourse, ain't no trees on the concourse. So, yeah, you know, so I did it. Yep.
Well, you definitely inspired me, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely, you know, I was very proud of you with that. I was every day on the Facebook watching you do your preparing, getting ready for it and everything. And, you know, for me, you know, I just turned 50 last week or 2 weeks ago. And
Happy
You know,
birthday.
yeah,
Happy birthday.
that makes me inspired to,
Yeah.
keep it,
Yeah, I did it at 51.
Yeah, if Shy could do it, I could, step it
Yeah,
up
you
there.
can do it.
Yeah,
You can do it, man. Yeah.
And yeah, health is very important right now because that's one of the ways I think that they're trying to kill us, through the food, you know what I'm saying? And the food affects whatever you put in your mouth ends up affecting your mind as well, So we already in such a bad situation. We watch bad TV, you know what I'm saying? We listen to bad music. We eat bad food. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
The enemy has the setup on us from the time we're born, and I don't think that we figure that out until about the age we are now. You know what I'm saying? And when you figure it out about the age you are now, you have a choice. Either you could, grab it and make effect of what have happened, or just, let it be. You know what I'm saying? I want to grab it and, make some type of effect.
I mean, you said the enemy was at us, since we was kids, and the system, you said, was designed, to take us out early when they had the plan in place when we was kids. And I just want to say that, speaking of that, like the thing that pisses me off with Umar Johnson, my thing is, if he would have just kept his core message, philosophy, when he was talking about the psychology in school psychologies and guidance counselors and the special ed, school to prison pipeline, if he would have just kept, because that's what he's an expert at. He's an expert in school psychology, whatever, child psychology. That's his expertise. I don't know nothing about building no school and all of that, but if he would have kept, because that's how I got put on to him, because he was dropping it about, special ed and, the single parent household, how they target single parent mothers to put their child in special ed, how it starts around the 3rd grade, and it's a government funded program, and it's like, and it's funny too, because I was in special ed, and nobody in special ed I ever met had a father in the house, all single parents, School to prison pipeline with that is very real, because once again, all the brothers who I was in special ed with, we all got felonies. We all felons. Every last one of us. So that was real, Some of us, not myself, was having to take Ritalin, in school. Just, they say, oh, your child got a behavior problem, So now they give the child go to the nurse office, take these medications and stuff like that to calm them down. But all that is the medication is what's making you act up. And it goes to this mental health crisis we got out here in New York City. This mental health stuff is bananas. And the medication, starts, when anybody starts taking that stuff, you're dooming yourself. It's a psychological issue that the psychological thing that they're making you think you need this to behave or to cope. You don't need none of that. I mean, I don't say everybody don't got willpowers, most of us, but you don't need that stuff, man. You don't need nothing that the doctor's gonna prescribe you. Nothing. Because what is it? On the 3rd day, when God said, let us create vegetation. What was that? That was the 3rd day. Let us create vegetation. He said, all the plants and fruit is for yours to eat. He didn't say nothing about nothing else. Everything else is man-made, or you shouldn't eat. So to go back to the medications and stuff like that, it's herbs in there somewhere that can heal you from whatever you think, you know what I'm saying, you need. Whatever the doctors are trying to say, this what you need. For what? You know? Then, like, you know, we all know the doctors, they're not in the business to cure anything. They're in the business to treat whatever you have. Treat. Not heal. Treat. Treat it.
Yes, so you spend money on the medication.
Yeah, but the average person isn't thinking that. Oh, he's just treating me. The average elderly or the average weak-minded person is thinking they're going to get healed. They're not going to get healed. You know? They're going to get fixed, treated. It's a fix. Like a dope fiend need they fix. You know? So yeah, you grow up from a child, you say you in the 3rd grade, and they start hitting you with Ritalin, and as you keep going, getting older and older, you know, the same medicine they give you in school, they give it to you in prison, in jail. You know?
In that sense, some of the guys' mind kind of messed up.
Think about it. When you in special ed, you in a small size classroom, right? You're in special ed, right? You're away from general population. They're already training you. So when you get to prison, when you in SEG, that's like special ed, you know? Versus general population. You know, they already taught you from the 3rd grade how to walk on the line, on the wall. So you already know how to walk in a straight line on the wall when you're going to and from lunch. You know what I'm saying? Because now we're coming out of our special ed classroom to go to lunch now, to the cafeteria, when General Pop is coming back from the cafeteria. So we're already trained to walk on the side of the walls. You know what I'm saying? Away from general population. 3rd grade training. They train you 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, also all the way to high school. You might drop out. You might don't graduate. You drop out, pretty much you gonna get locked up. You know, you going to jail. The majority of dropouts go to jail or have been to jail. All right, so you've been trained from the 3rd grade. I'm talking about a person that's been in special ed and probably have taken Ritalin or whatever. At 3rd grade, he's been programmed. So once he get to jail, he's already familiar with this. You know?
Yeah, that's very sad because then what happens when they grow up and become the older teenagers?
What do you mean?
The same guys that's going through that on the Ritalin.
I just told you. I just told
These
you.
are adults that, you know, we are dealing with right now that grow up to be 20-some years old.
There we go. Yeah.
That's, you know, finding themselves, you know, misplaced out in society. And it's doing a lot of crazy stuff.
And if so you got a guy that's, like you said, in their 20s, whatever, you know, first of all, living in New York, regardless, especially a man in New York, black man in New York, you know, black single man in New York, how many brothers got their own spot, their own apartment, you know? There's some out there, but not rare, not too many, you know, because first of all, rent in New York, the average brother, where you working at to pay your rent? You know, what is, you know, you got to be bringing home a certain amount of bread. Now, it's millions of brothers out there working, but how many could afford rent on their own, you know? So, we just talking about people that's working. So imagine when you got people out here with mental health issues or, you know, that's been through special ed, that didn't get the proper training on how to get a job. That creates more of an issue as a black man out here living in New York. If it's already hard for us, you know, dude,
How hard it is,
you know, Now, mental health don't mean that you full blown psycho crazy now.
No, just
Mental health just mean your mind ain't right.
bit slow,
Yeah,
yeah.
your mind ain't right. You know, you have a health issue in your mental. You know, so for that could be for any circumstances where, you know, because if you honestly, every human being, especially Black Americans, we all got mental health issues, all of us. So we really can't point and say the mental health people. We gotta start including ourselves in the mental health conversation. You know, like I said, it's different levels. The mental health, you ain't gotta be full grown monkey crazy, you know, but we all got some sort of mental health issues. You know what I'm saying? We all of us. It's not a Black American walking around here that can say they don't have no mental health issues. You know?
I think a person saying that they have no mental health issues is like a person saying that they don't have no sin.
Because think about it. Some people stress over things that you will never stress over. And you may look at that like, man, what's wrong with you? Or you crazy? Like, why you keep worried about that, stressing about that? That's a mental health issue. Your mind is that stressed out, you know, over something. That's a mental health issue, man. You know, people that allow themselves to get stressed like that. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think the cares of the world is a mental health issue?
The cares of the world is a mental health issue? Yeah. Yeah. You know why? Because anybody that don't look like me, I'm not fighting for. So that could be a mental health issue. You know? Anybody who don't look like me, I'm not fighting for. I don't care what they doing with ICE. You know, that don't concern me. You know? Until they look like me. You know?
I know what you mean. When I say cares of the world, I mean more like the simple things like rent, you know what I'm saying, mortgage, car note, insurance.
Of course, if you say that are those cares of the world mental health issues, yes. You know? But now you got to think mental health, like I said, it could affect people differently. You know? This man losing his car may affect you more than, you know, this man losing his car may be affected more than you losing your car. You know, you might say, oh man, they want to take it. I was, you know, whatever. They can have it. His thing he might jump off a bridge if they got to take his car. You know? So, yeah, problems of the world or things can be mental health issues for people.
Yeah.
Bills don't stop.
No, of course not.
All right, so if you ain't got no income, if you find yourself without no income, the bills don't stop. That might be a mental health issue for somebody. They can't pay, you know.
Cares of the world is something I'm always kind of, you know, very much concerned with because they say that the cares of the world keep us separated from the Creator. You know what I'm saying? Because we're focused on the cares of the world instead of Him. It causes confusion with our relationship with the Creator. You know, and it's not that simple. You know what I'm saying? It's not that easy. It's a hard, you know, thing to do, but that's where it is. You ever heard like your old timers say, at your weakest, you're strongest in Christ? I'm sure you heard. That's kind of what that means. You know what I'm saying? You know, at our weakest, we're strongest in Christ. It's usually when we got what we think is strengths and all these other things, those are usually confusions and barriers that keep you, you know, confused with, you know, what's really again taking place. You know, when you stripped and you don't have anything. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no way you can provide for yourself. You know, whatever is given was definitely given by the Lord. You understand how that works, and then if you really meditate on that, you realize the whole time is that. You know what I'm saying? The whole time is that. One of the things in the scriptures, one of the stories that I like to share, and that again, that I'm a master of it. These are things that I study every day of my life and keep in the forefront of my mind. Jesus is walking with his disciples one day, as he always do. You know, I paraphrase so people can understand. And they asked him about the same thing, about, you know, the cares of the world, about stability, like how is our rent? You know, some of us left families. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got bills, rent, you know, this, that, you know, different, you know, things going on. How is walking with you and the, you know, us following you and the walk with you going to take care of the mortgage, the rent, the food, the, you know, tuition, whatever, you know, how these things going to be done? And Jesus said, all right, you know, he was like, you see the tree? They said, yeah. He said, you see the birds? You know? He was like, they said, yeah. He said, you think that their life to the Creator is equal to yours? So here it is. If the birds, they got a nest, they got food, the Creator provided that for them, that they have a nest and food and everything like that. You as, you know, a child of God, a human, you know what I'm saying? Would you think he would do less for you? And the whole narrative a lot in the scriptures is that that's where we go wrong at. The cares of the world. You know what I'm saying? Instead of keeping in the forefront that, oh, this is all about that relationship with you and the Creator. Whatever's going to be given to you is going to be given. What it's not going to be given to you is not going to be given. You know, you know, but
whatever's for you is for you.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? No man could give you what God doesn't have in store for you. And no man could take away from you what God has in store for you.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree.
Yeah. So the state of hip hop, where you think it's gonna end up at? You know, we have from our generation, we have seen the levels of it change. It is, you know, is there even a positive message left in it anymore? You know, I mean, and I know that, yeah, you have positive rappers that's out there that you never heard of. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? That you know. So
we may not have heard of them, but there are some. I mean, what was the kid in Philly, right? I think he got murdered or whatever. All he did was positive stuff. You know, there's the kid he was in Atlanta. New dude, JID. He's positive. You know, there's a lot of them out there that's coming up. New positive. You know, artists. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not getting the spin. No.
Well, you know, they're not getting the spins, but you know, who knows? They're streaming. I don't know, but who knows? Their followings as well. But you know, JID, he's hot. Yeah.
JID.
Yeah, I don't know if he came out of Jermaine Dupri's camp, whatever, but I know he's down in Atlanta. He's nice, man. You know, Coast Contra, L.A. You know, Raskai's twin sons, they nice. They conscious. So, and they super nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. So this is a wave, man. I mean, it'll come back. History repeats itself. It'll come back. The younger generation, probably our kids, they'll probably have that. They'll probably have that heavy flow of conscious hip hop. You know, it comes back around. Nothing's new under the sun. You know, and now that hip hop is so-called turned 50 years old, you know, we got the rest of infinity to go. So it's gonna repeat itself. The history of hip hop is gonna repeat itself. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna probably miss that generation, but there's gonna be a public enemy. There's gonna be matter of fact, speaking of, I was getting ready to say there's gonna be a De La Soul. Kwame got a new album out. He's conscious, you know. It reminds me of De La Soul at time, but Kwame, yeah, he got a new album out. He's always been positive.
Yeah, I might have to check that out.
Yeah.
I think one of the jobs that we have and responsibility is to definitely educate the youth and try to somehow prevent them from making some of the mistakes that we made. So one of the things that I like to do, because no one gets how important this is, and if we all exercise what I'm about to do in your own life, and you will see some benefit from it. So if you can, I'm going to ask you a two-part question. If you can go back to your 30-year-old self, what is the message? And if you could go back to your 18-year-old self, what is the message?
If I go back to my 30-year-old self, the message would be think bigger. That would be the message to my 30-year-old self. Think bigger. I was thinking big at 30, but I should have been thinking bigger. I should have been thinking impossible. Because where I'm at right now in my life, a lot of people would say that's impossible. You feel me? So now you said the second part was going back to my 18-year-old self. My 18-year-old self would have probably said, don't think being a square is whack. That's what I told my 18-year-old self. Don't think being a square is whack. Don't think being a square is a sucker.
I ask you that because for those out there that just understood how deep that was, maybe y'all would catch it. You know what I'm saying? Because the 30-year-old out there is you. The 18-year-old out there is you. And that message that you will have for yourself is the message that they just received. You know what I'm saying? It's the message that hopefully, this platform, they say V20, they say most of our viewers are from 25 to 50. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, you just gave, some guys out there that, need to, a message from their older self. You know what I'm saying? To their younger self, hey, this is what it is. I think that we need to do that more often. I definitely want to start something where I start talking to this, like my dad, my old dad. He's like 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to everybody like that right now. I want to do, because we are so much overlooking their testimony. And now that we have gotten older, you know, I'm like, damn, so in 20 years, nobody gonna even want to know? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the dumbest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you know, I think I want to start documenting from the older folks everything. Like, what message do you have to say to yourself at 50 years old? You know what I'm saying? It'd be quite interesting to see, you know, what my dad would have to say. Well, if he could go back to when he was 50, what would he tell himself? What, you know, and just documenting their life, their struggles, their everything, I think will help us even see more so where we at with our own selves. And ain't too many of them, you know, left, you know, because, you know, it seems like that generation is, you know, don't seem like our generation gonna make it to that, and that's scary as shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? You know, it seemed like our generation, it's like
What do you mean our generation? Our generation
our generation, I'm right now,
won't see.
I want, it's the at the rate and the statistics it is right now, my old dad is 80. You know what I'm saying? The statistics don't look like, it's not too many dudes from now that's living to 80 years old. Most of the dudes are dying now.
Yeah.
And I just very, you know, all my, you know, friends, they all like 61, 62 years old. These the dudes that raised me. You know what I'm saying? 63 years old. They going, they out of here. And at the funeral, they talk about they having a funeral like they lived a full life. And I'm like, how the hell? My dude lived a full life. He was, you know, he's 61, 62 years old. How that was a full life? I got people dying at 50, 52. You know what I'm saying? 52, up out of here, packed up out of here. They acted like, well, they lived kind of a full. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I didn't nowhere near no full life.
One of my man Nimps, shout out Nimps. He works in the hospital. He tells me that the risk, he's like, it's for the patients. So that birth date gets closer and closer.
And that's the point I'm making. You know what I'm saying? That, yeah, you know, so right now to talk to the older people that did make it to 80, I think it's kind of smart. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, and this may not be too many of them at 80, but there are those that are at 80. So there's going to be some of us that's going to get to 80. You know, we all ain't going not see 80, bro.
No, of course not. But it's how many of us is it compared to our parents' generation? You know.
Well, yeah.
Our parents' generation.
There was a lot,
outliving us. You know what I'm saying? That's the point I'm making. Our parents' generation was not dying normally. You know what I'm saying? At no 50-some years old.
Well, the food was different, 60. Man. The food was different.
Yeah. I mean, that's, you know, I said that earlier. They killing us.
The food was different.
The TV.
The world was even different.
Yeah. The TV.
They didn't have cell phones and all that.
All of this
microwaves and stuff. You know, so the world was different, man. You know. So, but you got to think about it. Of course, you know, a lot of us ain't living to our parents' age, you know. In scripture, them dudes lived to be hundreds of years old. Mm-hmm. So if we come from that generation...
It goes down.
Yeah.
It goes down.
Yeah.
If you look through the scriptures, it went down. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Adam lived to be 900 and something, and it started dropping. Yeah. It started dropping all the way to, you know, it is now. You know.
Yeah, so.
But do you believe it's something after? Do you believe And that, do you believe that this is just it? This is just in the finale, or do you believe that there's an existence for us after this?
Wow, that's funny you said that. I ask myself this question all the time.
Got
And,
to at
You know,
this
cause
point.
of course there's people I would love to see again,
Your
right?
moms,
Yeah, my
your
mom,
family,
my
yeah.
brother, you know what I'm saying, my man Digits.
Yeah.
It's just people I would love to see
Yeah,
again.
that you missed them.
And but I don't think that's possible. Like somebody said the other day, don't think you're gonna see Marvin Gaye and them singing, waiting for you to come. Like they just been waiting for you to come. It was a joke, but I don't think. Well, I don't believe in a hell. That right there, I know. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in
Why
a hell.
don't you believe in
You
that?
know, because if it was a choice between heaven and hell, you know, hell is where it's popping at, man. Hell is where the clubs is at. You know, hell is where the party's at.
You think so?
I don't know if heaven got a party for me. You know? I don't know if that'll be my kind of party.
But what if hell is not really a party?
I'm a party animal, so
What if hell is a dark, demented place?
what if heaven is a dark in place? Right?
That wouldn't.
Because think about it. When you go to sleep, you close your eyes, you at peace. You see blackness, right? You see darkness, right? When you at peace, when you close your eyes, right? So what if heaven is supposed to be a peaceful place? Why is it dark when you're sleeping?
Well, it's dark when we close our
Yeah,
eyes.
but when you close your eyes, you're at peace, right? So if heaven is a peaceful place, why is it dark?
When you close your eyes, I would say you're at peace according to the life that you live. Everybody's not at peace when they close their eyes.
You're supposed to be at peace.
Yeah, but you're supposed to live a righteous life as well. You know what I'm saying? But everybody that close their eyes is not at peace. It's some people that actually fight not to close their eyes because they're in a realm of thing. And hell, this is what I would say to you about hell, because you're my brother and I love you. You know what I'm saying? And it's for us, anyone to, search, I guess, in their heart. You know what I'm saying? But as your brother, I would tell you this. When you think of hell, I would say like this. There is a realm of the dead. There's a realm of the dead, and it's very real. It's not a myth. You know what I'm saying? And in this realm of the dead is dogs.
So that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Bad thing. These dogs are not like regular dogs. They're what you call hellhounds.
So if you go to hell, they down there?
Oh yeah, they're there. And they'll rip you apart. It's utter evil. You know what I'm saying? It's utter misery and torment. And the only thing that I could tell you to make you understand is this. The scriptures says that God doesn't want you to be naive of this realm. That's why it was most of what Jesus spoke about in these scriptures. He spoke about hell more than he spoke about heaven. because God don't want you to be naive of this, you know. So he says in the scriptures that you don't have to believe in hell. For those, he would give them a physical representation right here on earth.
So you would have your hell on earth. So why believe it in another hell?
Oh, because that a physical representation, and a physical representation is just temporary. Actually, not even real. It's an illusion because it's temporary. It's going to fade away. The scripture says you should be more concerned with what doesn't fade away, what's forever lasting. What we're in right now, according to the scriptures, is just a temporary stage. You know what I'm saying? When we pass through this life, we're going to the real thing. And according to the life that we live, happens to create or decide the realm that we go through. So God is saying that if you don't believe in hell, it's okay. You will have a physical representation of hell.
So what did he say if you don't believe in heaven?
Shit.
Did he say the same thing about that?
No. Jail would be a physical representation of hell.
So why couldn't he say the same thing about heaven? Why couldn't he say, hey, if you don't believe in heaven, I'm going to make sure I'm going to give you your heaven here?
Is that, wait, now think about it. If I've already told you that I'm going to give you a physical representation of hell on earth, wouldn't it be logic that, you know, there's a representation of heaven? Wouldn't that...
No. It wouldn't be logic because I would want you to tell me the same thing you told me about heaven, about hell, heaven. Tell me the same thing about that.
Well, actually...
Don't make me assume anything.
Well, actually... Does the scripture tells you about heaven? Absolutely. So
I don't believe in heaven or hell. Sorry, I don't.
No, and I totally it's to a person thing. I'm saying it to you as your brother. You know what I'm saying? Like if I know something is real, if you knew something was real, and you let me stay naive and don't at least try to tell me, you ain't no brother of mine. You know what I'm saying? So for nothing more, I'm telling you as your brother, hell is very real and death follows. All of that is very real. None of this is no type of, we didn't just end up here and live this life and it don't mean nothing and all of that. We have a creator, there's really a God, you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot that comes with that, you know what I'm saying? But not to, you know, get off. I just had to express that to you because I think that's one of the things that, you know, needs to be known. You know what I'm saying? If people don't. All right. They teach you not to believe in hell because they.
Nobody taught me not to believe in hell.
I'm not. You're taking something personal.
All right.
Personal. You know, it's people that, you know, that is a concept that is been put out into this world. So whether you believe someone taught it to you or not, it was taught to you, brother. So they teach you that hell is not real because they don't want humans to believe that there's consequence for their actions and that there's no judgment behind this. And with that is how you end up in a world of sin, because we really believe that we are living this life and that there's no ultimate judgment and that there's no ultimate consequence of our thing, of the life we live. If, now you a good brother. Now, the times when maybe you wasn't, the times when maybe you might have been just dabbling on the dark side. You remember those times?
What do you mean by the dark side? Like,
Dabbling. If you ever hustled and sold drugs. You
oh yeah,
dabbled
yeah.
on the dark side. If you ever, so this is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So you remember those times.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. How was your dreams during those times?
Make more money.
Your dreams
Yes.
at night when you went to sleep.
A dream like any other dream. I ain't dream about nothing different.
It was you just dream.
Whatever dream, probably what I'm wearing to school in the morning. You know, hopefully this girl get to see me. You know?
Mm-hmm. So your spirit never went through no type of struggle when you was in the game.
Nah. Because first of all, I wasn't no kingpin, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I was just the same regular G-Pack brother on the block, you know what I'm saying? So
You think
I had no issues.
You think the person that's selling a vow on the block serves a less punishment than the person that's selling the kilo?
No. Who said either one of them deserved any kind of punishment?
So you don't think that there's no punishment for when we was inside the communities pumping death to mankind?
I don't think it's a punishment. I think you reap what you sow, meaning that you know you're gonna feel that pain through some parts of through some stages of your life. That pain you're gonna feel that's coming back to you. Then that's your punishment.
What you mean by pain?
Like if you get back what you put out into the universe. Mm-hmm. So if you're putting out any negativity, you're gonna get negativity back. You put out positivity, you're gonna get positivity back. So whatever negativity you put out there, you're gonna get that back during your lifetime. That will be your punishment. When it comes back to you, that's your punishment.
So you've seen that.
So you're gonna get punished twice.
You've seen that everyone who sold crack, murdered, killed, and lived the dark life has received this punishment, or they received what you
No,
just
some
said?
I don't know. I can't speak for them.
No, do you know anyone?
Like I said, I can't speak to say what they felt because I don't know what it feels like to kill anyone. So I wouldn't know
the
how.
dark side, period. You
Yeah,
don't have to be You're killing someone when you're selling drugs.
Yeah, okay. Now, if this person did killed someone or whatever, if they served their time in prison, then that was their punishment.
They never got locked up.
Well, he's probably, who knows? If he's not comfortable with him not getting, first of all, him not getting locked up don't make him. Hey, let me tell you something. Him not getting locked up is a good thing. Mm-hmm. All right? And I say that because my first day, no, actually my second day, because when I got locked up, I got there at night. My second day out, when they pop the cells and we go out in the day room and everything, first thing dude told me was, you see everybody around here, in here? He said, all that means is they're not good at doing crime. They're not good at doing crime. All right? So I told you that story to share what you just said. If somebody out there that did something wrong, like murder or whatever, if they never got caught, they good at doing crime. I salute that person.
Yeah, bro.
Look at the odds of everyone's incarcerated, not good at doing crime.
All right, so I punish my children. You know why I punish my children? Because they're my kids. I hope you catch that.
Yeah, hey, I got nieces and nephews. I punish them too.
No, I hope you just caught that.
I punish them.
I punish my children because they're my children. God punishes his children.
Because we're his children?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not being punished, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe, you need to, look at that. You know what I'm saying? I punish my kids because I want them to know that, you know what I'm saying, there are barriers, out there. You know what I'm saying? And the only way I can educate them, is by a sit down, a timeout, or something like that, because it's going to be one day they become men. And I won't be able to be there no more to give them that sit down, that timeout, that rest. But you know what? It don't stop. I don't want God to give them a timeout. I don't want God to give them a rest, because that could be their life. So punishment, I have to set into them, because punishment is real. We don't escape punishment, bro. You know what I'm saying? No matter what we think. And something that we don't even understand is that, yes, you're right. You know what I'm saying? The totality of everything that we do comes back on us. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why we get sick and why we die early, because we're in so much sin. You know what I'm saying? Sin equates to death. But in this life, it is going to be a part two. You know what I'm saying? And we just need to be concerned with that. And the only thing I could tell you, to give you a hint, that it's going to be a part two. When you leave me tonight, you're going to go home, jump in the bed with the wife, your body, and then you're going to close your eyes, and then you're going to be somewhere else. And you're going to be having different experiences, and you're not going to be that body that's laying in the bed. But you're going to be Shy Boogie somewhere else. Somebody walk by, slap the shit out of you. You're going to feel it. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? In my dream?
Yes. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
dream every night, though. You
do.
dream every night?
Everybody dreams every night. So what they say is that just because you don't recall your dream, no. Every time you go to sleep and unconscious, you're dreaming. Look it up. Yeah, every time you go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? We just don't recall it. You know what I'm saying? Some people are able to recall more than others, but yeah, they could hook the thing up to your brain, and yeah, as soon as you go to sleep, your brain is.
So then what is a dream? Because those you can recall versus the ones you can't recall, what are the ones you can't recall about?
If I can't recall them, how can I tell?
So if you can't recall them, did it even exist?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it did. I'm sure it's at some point. When I say you can't recall them, I feel that my physical can't. This can't. You know what I'm saying? It's the dream going, no. It comes out somewhere else later on in your mind and your mental. You know what I'm saying? Your spirit self is way more. Your spirit, like your physical self and your spiritual self is like on two different levels. Like your spiritual self is like way up here, and your physical self is way down here. So the conscious levels don't even compare. Your spiritual self knows so much that your physical don't even know. That's why, again, you say you don't dream every night, but I give you a perfect example. When you have dreamed, have you ever found yourself someplace that you have in the physical never been before?
Yeah, plenty of times.
Of course. But in the dream, did it appear like that, or did it appear that you knew the place, though? And then when you woke up, you realized, but I've never been there.
Some places, yeah. Some places, no.
Okay. But that's even some places, yeah. You know, how is that possible? The bottom line is that your spirit has an awareness, obviously, that you don't have. You know what I'm saying? You could even dream about people in a dream and see entities of people in the dream and already know who they are.
You know what? It's funny you said that, right? People in your dreams. You see the people in your dreams, right? But you never see a clear face of
Oh, yeah, that's good.
It's all blurry.
It's-
And you
it's
notice another thing I noticed?
from the peripheral.
Yeah, or it's a quick shot. Or, you know what I noticed? Not only do you never really see their face clear, you never seen a person in your dream from the waist down.
That's good too. Yeah.
You could never say
That's
he
good.
or she had on blue shoes
yeah,
or
that's
red
good.
sneakers. You never, or blue jeans, or
that's
even she
good.
had
Yeah,
a
that's
skirt.
good.
You never seen them from the waist down.
Yeah, that's good. You know what I'm saying? That was very good analogy. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is what I was just saying. So your brain is that good? You telling me? Your brain is that good that it can make up a whole world and people. And the people could even react. You could go tonight and dream about your brother, Bigga. And I'm going to be talking to you and reacting to you the same way I am now. So your brain is that good that it can mimic a whole me in front of your face. Your brain is that good that it can mimic a whole scenery in front of your face. And you sitting here and you telling me you don't believe in hell.
No, I haven't.
And the point is that if I was dealing with a brain that was that good, that could just make up this stuff, I don't think when you think about that heaven and hell is far-fetched, brother.
Heaven and hell. There's been this story about heaven and hell before you and I was born, right?
Of course.
So that means people have been dying before we was born, right? So how big is this heaven and hell? Because obviously people die every day.
So
they going somewhere every day, right? They either going into this heaven or this hell, right? How big is these two places?
But when you use size, that's already a physical thing.
People gonna die tomorrow. People are already there in heaven and hell.
Listen to
so
what I just
people
said.
gonna die tomorrow. How big is this
Listen
heaven
to
and
what
how
I'm
big
saying,
is this hell?
But you looking at it
Where all
the wrong,
these people
but
go?
you're looking at it the wrong way.
Where all these people
Something
going?
that is measured have to have some type is in the physical. So you already seeing still in the physical realm. Measurement is something that is measured. So
but
in
listen,
order to measure something, it have to be, in a physical shape or a form for you to take measurement of it. The spiritual realm is no physical.
So it's only two places in the spiritual realm, that's heaven and hell?
What you mean by that?
Because you said the spiritual realm is different. Basically what I'm asking you is, if these two places exist, how big are they?
Again,
These people can come every day.
Again, the size, if you size would be physical, so it wouldn't be size. It would be.
So a place would be physical, right? No. A place is a physical place.
No.
So, all right. So what you're saying there's a spiritual place and then there's a physical place?
Well, the physical place, so-called physical places, we live in it now.
Okay. And so what?
In the spiritual realm.
So is heaven and hell in the spiritual place or the physical place?
Both is spiritual.
Okay, so it's not in the physical.
No, that's not in this physical realm. There is a place of the spiritual realm.
Okay. So that's the reason why there's no size in heaven and hell, because it's in the spiritual place. Correct? All right.
And it's not something physical. It's something physical is what will have size.
Okay.
So
so in the spiritual place, it's no size. Heaven and hell is abundance, right?
Outer space.
Okay.
Outer space. Where does it end?
Okay.
It's infinity. You know what I'm saying? The outer space is just, we don't know. It's no ending.
So is there a line between like heaven and hell in this spiritual place?
I will only could give.
Because who just say you go to heaven, you go to hell, and there's no line, and there's no.
I could only give you what the scriptures speak about that. So the scriptures speak about a rich man named Lazarus.
Yeah, Lazarus right here.
And
that's my man.
All right. So Lazarus was sent to hell. You know what I'm saying? And when Lazarus was in hell, he says in the scriptures that on one side was Abraham's bosom. And he says in Abraham's bosom, everybody was okay, and that was pretty much all the, prophets and the, different people like that, that on one side they were. And he described it in the scriptures almost like a football field, like a big spread out thing. And on one side he could see Abraham and everybody, and they chilling. That wasn't the side he was on. He said on the side he was on, he was thirsty.
Because he was partying.
He just wanted.
I told you hell was where the party at.
He just wanted a drip, just a drip.
Because he was partying. Yo.
Just a drip.
Yeah, he was partying. He was thirsty.
He just wanted just a drip of water, just something, just a drip on his tongue, just one drip, and he couldn't get the drip. So he like, what the hell, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't get over there to Abraham, you know what I'm saying? He could see them on that side, but he couldn't cross over and get over there to where they was good at. So he like, what the hell, this side I'm on, I'm suffering, I'm being punished, I can't get a drip of water or nothing like that. So he asked God, what's this about? So, you know what I'm saying? And since he couldn't get the drip of water, he asked, could he just at least go to his family and be able to let his family know that this place is real? That he just warned his family that we live in life and we don't, this is real. I done been thrown in it. And God said to him, no. They have the prophets and they have the ministers.
Lazarus was a street nigga, right?
To warn them and to let them know about this place.
Okay. Lazarus was a street dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's why, he was in the streets. That's why he got the dogs. That's why you always see the dogs around his feet, because he was in the street. But that was Jesus' right-hand man. He always took care of Lazarus.
You're talking about a different one. It's more than one Lazarus in the Bible.
I'm talking about the Lazarus with the sisters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Jesus resurrected.
Yeah, that's the one Jesus resurrected.
That was his man.
Not the same
I know.
Lazarus, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it's more than one.
But I'm just letting you know.
Mm-hmm. But, I think that we got a journey, you know what I'm saying, in front of us, and the more positivity that we do to help the youth. Somehow, if we help them, I think about it that somehow we help the kid and ourselves somehow. If we save these kids, we save the kid and ourselves, and that's important. I know that you don't believe in heaven and hell, but maybe tonight, you think about it. Maybe God will give you a dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To rethink, your positioning on things. I tell you this, I give you this point, and I love this, and you probably heard me say this before, but it's important, and now in your life, you're 50 plus, and you can analyze up until now.
I'm 51.
Yeah.
That plus sound crazy.
Yeah, all right, 50 plus one. But yeah, I feel you because I'm 50 in a couple days. You know what I'm saying? So, who would you say that you've learned the most from?
Oh man, I can't. We ain't got enough time, bro. But anyway. First of all, there's no one person I can say I learned the most from. All right? No one person I can say I learned the most from. But There's a whole lot
All
of
right,
people.
so let me re-ask this because I think you misunderstand it. Who have you learned the most from that was relevant to your life? That was things that you learned that you wouldn't been able to even do this life with. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I know that the person who taught me how to walk, the person who taught me how to talk, the person who taught me I probably would have been more greater lessons than damn near anything I learned if I didn't get that straight. So when I'm saying that, that's what I'm talking about, something relevant, someone who taught you relevancy.
Well, you got to think, man. I mean, I hear you on that, but everything, all the walks of my life, everything I've been through was relevant. So I had someone, every step, every decision, I always had someone to teach me something or share things with me that I didn't know.
So, all right, I don't think.
Let me
So
help
the
you out.
greatest lessons, no,
Okay.
you can help me. You know what I'm saying? Because I want you to understand what I'm saying. And if you understand what I'm saying, then you would have already answered it. The greatest lessons, who have gave you your greatest lessons?
But see, the greatest lessons, who has given me the greatest lessons? There is no who. There's several gentlemen out there, elderly gentlemen. I'm talking about brothers older than me, because that's where I got my information. I didn't have a father coming up. I don't know a father. All right. So the first father figure to me that taught me anything was my Uncle James. All right. That's my mother's brother-in-law. So I only saw him 2 weeks out of the whole year. That's when my mom would take us down south. You know what I'm saying? Family reunion. 2 weeks out of every year. So I only had a father for 2 weeks out
What
of the
about
year.
the women?
Women was all around, and aunts and everything
So
like
you
that.
didn't have a grandmother?
Yeah, I had a grandmother and a grandfather. But what I'm saying to you is, you asking me who taught me the most relevant. It would have to start with my Uncle James. Because he's the one who taught me how to cut grass, get up early in the morning, hustle, get the money. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's other steps in life where I've been
You
in my
feel
life
you learned
where...
more from your uncle than your grandmother?
No, yes. I learned a whole lot more from I was around my Uncle James, out and about. My grandmother was elderly. She didn't really was really out with her. You know what I'm saying? But she taught me some things, you know. But
And what about your mom?
oh, my mom, of course, she taught me almost everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I needed to know. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was asking
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, but brother,
So
let's
your mother.
Yeah, no. Well, you said who? I thought we were talking about male figures. All
No,
right.
I never said male figure, brother.
So who? You
You
know what I'm saying?
already answered it. You just answered it, but that's what I was trying to get from you from the start. You just answered it though. Your mom's. So I asked you that for this reason.
I disagree, bro.
Oh,
I disagree because, like I said, my mom gave me my mother gave me her expression of her form of motherly love. Okay, there's been times in my life where I didn't need that.
I understand why you don't believe in heaven and hell. I do. You've explained it. Whether you were,
I don't believe in
no,
places that aren't physical.
No. I understand.
No, I don't believe in places that aren't physical.
No, I understand. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You actually explained it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the background of the grandmother and the mother.
Not true.
and
My
stuff like
family
that.
is did I just told you every year we go down for our family reunion since I was kids, since
I
a little
understand.
baby.
I understand.
My family is strong, very strong.
And then not saying they
My
not
mother
strong.
and my
Don't
grandmother.
take what I'm saying the wrong way. You're taking it the wrong way. If it was strong in the way I would have said, watch this. Vern, who would you say taught you the most in life?
Who else has taught me the most in life?
The biggest lessons that you've learned in life came from who?
Honestly, I would have to say my mother.
Thank you. That's real simple. Wait, what did your mom teach you?
She taught me the fundamentals of everything that I needed to utilize.
Not that, I want to say deeper. Did your mom teach you about God?
Yes,
Did your mom teach you there was a heaven and hell?
yes,
Where did she learn that from?
I can tell you.
She learned it from her people and her people and so on and so on. So again, no disrespect. If you don't have that family thing right there, the answer's going to be what you did. And that was amazing because you made me learn something because, yeah, you know what I'm saying? In order to believe
But
in
you
heaven
said
and heaven and hell,
something. You said something. If you didn't have that family like that, then it would make sense what I said, right?
no, I'm saying that. So if you don't have a family network that is already teaching you and that is raising and you're being raised a certain way, then yes, you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna have that.
Okay, so what if you do have that?
But you don't.
How do you? I told you I did.
But all right, if again the point I'm saying you don't,
I was raised in the
because you
church,
did
going to
not
church every day.
But you
Every
didn't
time the
say-
doors was open,
No,
my
but
mom took me to church.
You're not getting it though.
Cause I didn't say what you wanted me to hear.
No, you actually.
The first thing you asked me, you said who was the what? Who is singular? All right. Whom is plural, no, or whatever. Make a long story short, you asked me who. There was no who, and that's the first thing I said to you.
Who could
There
have
was
been,
no who.
Who
There's
could have been
several.
Grandmother, mother, anybody. But
Okay,
then
okay. So my
later-
who is the several people that you didn't never let me finish. All right, because like I said, every stage of my life, I'm 51 years old. Every stage of my life, there has been someone that teach me valuable lessons, positive lessons, life lessons that I value today.
that's not what
There was
I
not
asked.
there was not no one person.
But that's not what I asked.
Okay, but
I asked. See what he understood. I asked. Again, can you understood what I asked you? It wasn't about what other people taught you. I asked you who, in a totality, and you understood it quick to be your mother.
A singular person, one singular.
That's not hard. And I
see,
even
he said
gave you
singular
an-
person. There
But
is no
that's-
singular person. How I don't understand.
You're not getting
I
it.
think for you,
You're not getting
I
it.
think for
Listen, if you asking me a singular person, ask that. But if you're asking who gave me
I
the
said
life
who.
lessons,
But wait a second. I said who, and you just said that was singular. So I did ask you that.
well, you know what? Let me share this with you. Let me make it real simple and plain. I'll say it again. When it comes to my life and the valuable lessons that I was taught
It wasn't
in my
one
life,
person you got it from.
yes,
a lot.
I got it from several people. So there is no who.
All right. So
he wants to give the credit to every single.
he wants to give the credit to the varies of people, and I explained them. Yeah, that's that's
Well,
not-
my who could be this person, this person, this person. My who could go on and on and on.
I feel you.
Yeah.
You know,
But for conversation wise, if I'm being asked who, I'm assuming you're expecting one singular person. That's maybe that's my mistake.
no, but
But
all
what I'm
right,
saying
so
is,
the point,
if anybody was to ask me that,
the point is this, because I don't want confusion for the people that's watching this to get on, because that's what's happening. When I ask that question, I'm definitely asking who gave you the most lessons that you could say in life that this, without the lessons from this person, it wouldn't work. And people usually, when I ask that question, completely understand it. And they always answer mother
I understand it.
or grandmother. Now, I understand why you didn't answer that. Now, what I tried to say was why you didn't answer that is why you don't believe in heaven or hell. Now, whether you catch that, I don't want to go there. This is what I want to go to and explain. So, when you have someone who have taught you again, like you said, your mom taught you heaven and hell, and that came from a bloodline of passed down stuff. And the point I was trying to make with you is, which I would make to the people that's out there in this world. And now you'll see why this don't pertain to you. The people that's out there in this world, if your greatest teacher was your grandmother or your mother, and they taught you heaven and hell, and they taught you God, now you're smarter than them. Now you know better than they know. Now there's no heaven and hell. But if you don't accredit them, of course you don't believe in it, because you don't accredit them that. That's the point I was making. That didn't bother you. Do you understand what that just meant just there? I credit my mom for the greatest teacher. I credit those people. He accredited his mother. They taught us heaven and hell and God.
And they also taught us what they were taught.
Yeah.
Okay? And if you want...
But I don't think, but this is it. I don't think that I'm smarter than what they were taught and their parents taught them and what their parents taught them.
To disagree doesn't make you smarter. If someone taught me, I ain't even gonna say taught me. If someone told me about heaven and hell, and if I don't agree, it doesn't make me smarter. My grandmother could have told me. My mother told me. I ain't gonna say taught, because if I say taught, that means I learned it.
So if you don't agree with heaven and hell, right? Mm-hmm. And your grandmother told you it was a heaven and hell, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. That means that one of you is wrong and one of you is right.
Mm-hmm. One of us is wrong and one of us is right.
Absolutely.
Because you're telling me about heaven and hell.
I'm on your grandmother's side.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm on her side. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the person now, and I'm not saying your grandmother.
I'm glad you said one of us is wrong and one of us is right.
I'm on the person's side that is for the scriptures. And
I'm so glad you said one of us is wrong and one of us is right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's 100% truth. 100% truth.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know.
Can you expand on what you were saying though? You learning about it other than being taught. You were taught and you learned it.
If you see when they taught it to me, I had to unlearn it. Yeah.
So they did teach you.
Got to unlearn it, you know? Saying it's no different than the food we eat. We were taught that dairy is good for us, you know what I'm saying? Till we learn that dairy causes mucus build up on top of the mucus that we already have in our body, which allows, you know, room for clogged up arteries and other kind of bodily sicknesses. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you have to unlearn that, correct?
So what part of what you were taught did you feel that you had to unlearn?
What we just talked about, the heaven and hell.
But there had to be something in what they were trying to teach you that you felt that didn't warrant you to absorb it. What was that?
Right knowledge.
Right knowledge.
Yes. It has to make sense.
And you also agreed with Bigga that one of you is right.
That's why I said that I agree with that. Hey, this whole time, that's one of the realest statements he made. Right. That one of us is right, and one of us is wrong. So that's right knowledge right there.
How did you feel definitively that once you unlearned what you were taught, that what you now are teaching yourself is right?
Well, see, first of all, you said definitively. That's borderline defensiveness. I never was on the defense of what I taught.
No, I never implied that you were defending yourself. Okay. But you feel strongly about how you feel, right, as opposed to what Bigga is trying to bring across.
Well, see, here's the thing. It's not what I feel, it's what I know.
All right, so what part of what you know?
See, what Bigga is telling me what he believes. What I'm telling is what I know.
I'm not telling you what I believe. That's what you assume. How could I believe?
It's no different than you assume that.
I'm just trying to.
How can I? Wait, 1 second. I want you to finish, but don't. Wait, you think I believe. How could I believe? So you said that everything is physical. That wouldn't make sense to me when I know that molecules and neutrons are not physical and that everything that is around us is actually molecules and neutrons holding themselves in mid-air to form something physical. So, no, I don't believe. I know. So, is there a world that exists that's outside of the physical realm? Absolutely. I just told you that the molecules and neutrons that create the physical realm hold themselves together to show what we appear to be physical. Those molecules and neutrons come from a world. That world is unseen by the physical eye. That's a spiritual realm. That's not a belief. But go ahead.
But in this world, where is heaven and hell?
Who said it's in this world? I just said it's not a part of this world.
No. In this world, in this spiritual world, you're saying with the molecules and the neutrons and stuff, where's heaven and hell?
It's right before you.
Okay.
It's right before you.
Can I see it?
Yeah. You can see a glimpse of it through the life that you live. The life that you live will show you a glimpse of heaven or hell. There are people that live on earth that totally are living a heaven experience of life. That's a fact. There are people on earth that are living a realm of hell in life. That's a fact. Those people that have learned and have reached to the level, not saying I'm one of them, I'm reaching still, but there are people that have reached to a level of being within Christ that surpass a peaceness that I could only look up to. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and you understand that no evil is taken in them. They speak nothing. They whole mindset, their whole everything is something totally different. Then you have people that are living hell. You know what I'm saying? That everything that's going on in their life is hell and everything like that. Again, the Bible spoke about all of this. You know what I'm saying? And everything that is physical is a representation of something that's invisible, something that's spiritual. So there's no way.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Shah, you feel that if it's not tangible, then it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let me
Yeah.
So how is, my question to you is that outside of it being tangible and outside of that, based on the agreement that you have with Bigga, how is that in your mind the truth?
First, I never said it was the truth. Mm-hmm. You know, that's just what I know. Yeah, I never said it was the truth. It's true to me because I know. I know that, you know. I just don't believe in heaven nor hell. I don't believe in places that it's not physical places. You know, these are stories. The Bible is the greatest book of stories.
If it's a book of stories, all right. So let's take that back a little bit because you also mentioned that you carry Lazarus on your
Yeah.
Right? Lazarus is in scripture, correct?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
So you like that story?
Yeah, because Lazarus was a street dude, right? That was Jesus' boy. Jesus took care of Lazarus, all right? And which is why I wear Lazarus tent, because I'm a street dude. Right. And God keeps his hand on me. He takes care of me. So there's a relation.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Lazarus was Jesus' boy.
Right.
All right? Although Lazarus in the street, he was homeless, he was this, that, and the third. Right. Jesus took care of him. He always made sure that Lazarus was straight, which is why I wear the Lazarus piece, because God takes care of me. God always makes sure that I'm straight.
Where's this God that you're talking about? Where's he at? Show me.
Right here in front of you.
Your God.
Yeah.
So you take care of you?
Didn't God breathe into me the breath of his life
Where's that God?
and said,
I'm not talking about
all ye are
I want
gods?
to know where that God at.
When you see me, you looking at him.
That's a wordplay. Where's the God that blew breath into man's nostrils? But that story, mind you, you got from here, which you don't believe in. But I'm just asking you this because I honestly want to know, and I honestly want you to get some understanding. But where's that God at?
See, let me share something with you, right? When it comes to that book, God never spoke spookiness. The spookiness didn't
So why
come to
say
later
any
on.
story from here?
All right.
Why say any story?
See,
from here?
God spoke law. All right. God spoke law. God spoke His word. God spoke law. God didn't speak nothing spookiness.
What's spooky?
Spooky is heaven and hell. God didn't talk about that
How is that spooky?
because we having this conversation of you believe in it. I don't. It's spooky to me. It don't make no sense.
What's the definition of spooky?
Something that don't make no sense. It's spooky. It's weird. It's whack. It don't make no sense.
How are you talking to me right now? How are you able to talk to me?
Because God breathed into
of-
my nostrils the breath of life.
Oxygen.
No, God breathed into
Oxygen.
my life.
Oxygen. You do know that breath is oxygen. Where's this oxygen at? Show it to me. Please, I'm waiting. Point it out. Where is it?
We know that oxygen
No, we
exists
don't know anything.
because we
no,
wouldn't
no,
be
no,
alive
we
and
don't.
breathing.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Are we
brother.
not alive
no,
and breathing?
we don't. No, we don't.
Let's-
You just said that nothing physical don't exist. Now,
The place.
I'm saying,
A
show
place.
me oxygen.
A place.
Show me oxygen.
A place. Heaven and hell is a spiritual place. It's not
That's
a
what
physical
you're
place.
saying.
You just told me that. You just said it's in the spiritual realm. You said it's not
It's
of
in the
this realm.
spiritual realm. Exactly. Where's oxygen? I'm waiting.
Oxygen is the air we breathe.
Again, where is
You're
it?
not going to try to convince me that oxygen is
I
the
don't-
same as heaven and hell, bro.
Oh, bro, how
You're not
can you?
gonna try to convince
But
me
listen to what you just said. I don't have to convince.
But there's
you.
no
You
story
said it.
about
You
oxygen.
already said it. You answered it yourself.
But listen.
You said God breathed into you the
Yeah,
nostrils
and that's not a
that
story.
made you alive.
But
So
you can
we
easily believe
understand that is the oxygen, and that is a story that comes from here. That story comes from the Bible. So why even use it? But the point that I'm trying to make you is that there is no breath without oxygen. So I'm asking you, again, the key thing that even have you speaking right now and even have us alive right now, show it to me.
It's God's word.
Oh, man.
He
Show it
said
to me. I should
he
show you
breathed
God's
into our
word. I'm
life.
speaking God's word. And that is going back, brother. You said you only believe in everything physical. So if you believe in anything physical, everything physical, then you should be able to
No,
show
I didn't say
me.
I only believe in anything physical. I
did.
said I don't believe in
You did, brother.
in the physical,
You did.
in the spiritual
You did.
part.
You did. You said you only
I
believe
need
in everything.
has to be a physical location, brother.
You said you
let's
only
talk
believe in
about a
everything
place.
physical.
We're talking about places. Oxygen isn't a place.
How you know that?
Oxygen is not labeled
How do you
as
know
a place.
that?
Because I know that. You know that.
No, I don't.
Oxygen
How
is
do
a
you
place?
know that? First of all, in order for me to know oxygen is not a place, you gotta again show it to me. How I'm gonna sit here and judge and tell you it's not a place if I can't even study it?
All right. So oxygen, heaven and hell are these spiritual places, right? Right?
I said spiritual realm.
Well, spiritual realm. Okay.
And the spiritual realm is basically non-physical. Oxygen, what we live off of, which is the breath of life, which God takes from you at the point of death. When we die, that is because God is going to take his breath from you. When you die, it is because oxygen will stop being delivered to you.
Now stop right there. anything that you just said, is any of that spooky? Is any of that weird? It all makes sense, right?
By your definition.
It's not a story.
By your definition.
You spoke facts.
By your definition, it would be spooky. Again, what is spooky?
No, he didn't say that. He didn't. Correct me if I'm wrong. He didn't say it was spooky. He said that it was facts based on.
He say no. No, I know what he said. I'm saying, and I re-answer, no, it is spooky. By what you're saying.
God spoke law. God
So
spoke
what the
facts,
point
man.
is this. So he's saying it's spooky. So let's analyze that.
Because
you're being kept alive right now, Vernon, by something that you cannot see and you cannot point to me. Oxygen is keeping you alive. Again, show it to me. Where is it? Right here? Which direction does it come from? Here? Does it come from here? How big is it? You know what I'm saying? Give me all the things that, is that not spooky? And without this oxygen, this body just dies. That's not spooky. By his term, it's not spooky to me because we already understand it. But if you already understand the oxygen, what part are you not understanding? That the own scripture that you said, that you quoted, that God breathed into you.
And what did I say? God spoke law.
Gave the
God
oxygen
spoke facts.
to the body.
God spoke facts. He spoke law. He spoke his word. He spoke facts.
And he didn't
facts.
say, and God
the fact
didn't say
is,
it was
the
a heaven
oxygen
and
we
hell?
breathe, God did not talk about no heaven and hell.
So then this is not his word.
God, show me where God spoke about heaven and hell. Show me. Just show me. Okay, if it's all through it, just show me one place. All right, don't even show me. Give me the chapter and the verse where God spoke about heaven and hell. Not Jesus.
Oh, so
God.
you don't, so that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that's
All right.
another thing. So you don't know that
That's a whole nother.
the book
That's a whole nother chapter.
says that Jesus is God.
Okay.
You're not aware of that.
Okay.
All right. So this Bible teaches Jesus is God.
If you choose to
It
believe
teaches
it.
you that Jesus, yeah, like I said, if you don't believe
But I said I'm God.
You don't believe the Bible.
That can be true because I'm God. You're God. He's God. So Jesus is God. Because Jesus was a physical man. So yeah.
All right. When you say that, that's very, you gotta be careful with that. When you say that you're God, what you mean by that?
God said so.
Where he say that?
He breathed into our life and said, all ye
Where he say
are
that?
gods.
And what else?
He said it in scripture.
Finish the whole scripture. Don't chop the scripture. Because you see, you're quoting the scripture that you just chopped.
You know what I'm saying.
And I know
'Cause you know that I
and
chopped
I
it.
know that you're misquoting the
Okay,
scripture.
no, listen, he did not say that. He did not say, ye are gods and all ye are children of the Most High.
Yeah, oh, don't chop that part.
Okay.
It says, ye are gods, plural, and children of the Most High. So right there, it is telling you you're not the Most High.
I never said that.
All right, so I don't know what God you talking about then, you know. When I'm talking about God, I'm talking about the Most High. I ain't talking about,
You just answered your own question. You said all ye are gods and all ye are children of the Most High.
Plural.
Okay.
And it's in lowercase. And it's in lowercase because you are in the physical form a man.
So was Jesus, and that's why he was considered God.
No. It's a little different. You know what I'm saying? You think that you and
See, this is why I don't.
that you and Jesus.
This is why I don't go into that.
You think the scripture? But just a question. You think the scripture teaches that you and Jesus is equal man?
This is why I don't go into that New Testament, man. That's when things get spooky.
Just a question, but do you think that the Bible teaches that you and Jesus is equal man? That y'all equals?
I'm not equal to no man. Forget Jesus. You and I
I'm
aren't
just
equal.
asking you, do you think that the Bible
No,
teaches?
no, I don't think that.
Okay.
That would be silly.
No,
to
because you
think
have a
that.
lot of people that, you know, that go out now and they say that, like, oh, I'm Jesus, or whatever Jesus says, like a regular man, like, you know, do you believe Jesus was a regular man? Do you? That's a question.
Yeah, he was a physical man. He was a physical man.
Yo, Vern, I want to share something with you. I like that. I want to share something with you.
Go.
You're going to love this, brother. Judas, right? You know who Judas was, right? What was the problem with Judas? What happened with Judas?
He sold out Jesus.
Yeah, but why?
Was he jealous?
I'm going to break something down to you that you never caught in the Bible until you all out in the world that y'all never caught and y'all never paid attention to in the Bible. So, remember the Last Supper, right?
Yeah.
So you remember Jesus sat in the Last Supper and he told them, oh, y'all dudes is going to betray me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all before the clock, you know, run out or whatever, y'all dudes going to betray me. And then you remember they all started at the table, started fussing at, no, not them.
Right.
This is what people don't catch with that Bible, right? Right? So he says, all the disciples said, no, y'all are going to betray me. Each disciple at the table says, Lord, not I. Lord, no, Lord. Guess what Judas said?
What do you say?
Rabbi. You didn't get it, did you?
Explain that.
Everyone at the table said, Lord. Judas said, Rabbi. Jesus said, who do they say I am? Do they say, you know, they say, some say you know, you like the son of the devil. Some say you know what I'm saying, a prophet. Some say you know this. So he said, no, what do you say I am? He said, oh, you the Christ. So that only could have been revealed to you special. Now, again, is Jesus the rabbi? Or is he Lord?
But don't rabbi means teacher in Hebrew?
Yeah, but he's more than the teacher. He's Lord. And what people not catching is that all the disciples at the table acknowledge that Jesus was Lord, except for Judas, the one who betrayed him. He never believed he was Lord. He believed
He was teaching?
he was a good teacher. Study. But, you know.
Message.
This is my brother, guys. This is me and him. We'll have this talk from here on out. We always have these type of talks. This is real man type stuff. I love my brother dearly, so I'm definitely going to be talking to him more about this heaven and hell thing. You know, I think this is great.
I got questions.
Oh, go on, wait, stop.
No.
Go ahead, get those questions.
We save it for another one. No.
You sure? You don't
Yeah.
have another question for him?
No,
You know, because...
Just let me shout out a few people before we leave.
Absolutely. Do your thing.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout to Stamford, Connecticut. Alright. All my family and friends. My cousin Harry O, Gregich, Saki, Huss, G-Man, Smiley, Dapper Dan, Dee Dee, the whole West Side, 80 Spruce. We in here.
Absolutely, and you know, much love to all of y'all, you know, and you will see my brother back on here, you know, because obviously this conversation is going to intrigue so many people, and it's everyday conversation that we all need to have, because ultimately we all should be trying to find salvation and our way up out of this. With that, I want to say peace, and I'll catch y'all the next time.
Alright, cheers.